Hi guys, CodeTutor here and my name is Anil Deshpande. This is the continuation of previous discussion about how to integrate FCM in the Android app. To have a proper context to the discussion that is going to happen in this video, let's have a look at how we ended the discussion in the previous video. So after having looked at Firebase Console to configure the application, you might be wondering, is there a simpler mechanism where I can do all of this without having to context switch between a Firebase Console and Android Studio IDE? The answer is yes, and the solution is in Android Studio itself. Android Studio nowadays comes with built-in tool called as Firebase Tool Assistant. Using this Firebase Tool Assistant, you can pretty much configure everything that you were doing in the Firebase console from the Android Studio itself. I actually prefer this way of configuring my Firebase messaging service into the application because it just helps me to avoid context switch between multiple screens. I shall show you how to use this particular tool in the next video. So let me open an Android application that I have created in the Android Studio. The name of the application is FCM Integration Android Studio Demo. Right now this is just a plain simple hello world application. It has a main activity and as you can see it doesn't display anything other than hello world. So let's see how to add FCM to this particular application from the Android Studio itself. Well, for that you need Firebase Tool Assistant. Click on the tool section and then you will observe a Firebase icon there. Click on that and then it will open a assistant pane. As you can observe, there are quite a number of Firebase services you can configure from here. But right now we are only interested in cloud messaging. So let's select cloud messaging and click on setup Firebase cloud messaging. As you do this, it will show you various steps that you have to carry out to accomplish this particular task. So we will be doing it from the beginning. So let's go back and select the first option, which is connect to Firebase. Android Studio will now attempt to connect with the Firebase console and opens a wizard. Most of things would be already selected here. All you have to do is click on connect to Firebase. Now, depending upon how healthy is your internet connection, it is going to take some time for you to complete this process. So you have to just wait this out. I'm just going to fast forward this, and if everything works out perfectly fine, you should be able to see the connect to Firebase. The label that you clicked to get started will get updated with green color to show the status as connected. If you want to understand what has just happened, you can go back to the Firebase console and refresh it. And after a moment, if everything is fine, you will see that the new application has got registered. If you go inside, this is what it looks like. Seems like there is a warning saying that I need to choose the data sharing settings for the project. You can do it later, but since I am already here, let me complete this particular step and click on the finish. So now let's go back to the Android Studio. The next step is to add the FCM to your app. So click on that. It will basically show you some of the settings that it will add to the build Gradle file of your Android application. So as of now, just accept the changes and wait for the rebuilding of your Android application. Sometimes it may happen that you will get a build failure error. I have seen this happening many number of times. It is pretty easy to fix this particular issue. You can go to the build Gradle file and in the build Gradle file, replace the existing Firebase messaging with Firebase core and Firebase messaging. You may have to change the version and build again. That should basically fix the problem and you should be able to successfully build your application. If you are wondering what have we accomplished so far with these steps, you can just go back to the application explorer. To make it clear, let me select the project explorer as the correct option, and now you will observe that inside the application we have a Google services JSON file. This is the same JSON file we would have copied from the console and placed it here. Now we have been able to do it from Android Studio itself. With the integration of Google Services.json file, we are done with most of the configuration that we had to do for FCM. Now the next step is we will have to write some code. If you open the assistant pane, it will actually show you what exactly you need to do. From step 3 onwards, it is actually coding. You can see that it says we have to implement Firebase instance ID service, have to override on token refresh method. If you go further, it says that override few more methods, register them in the manifest file. But as of now, let me stop here. We will be looking at these things in the next video. However, what I wanted to highlight was this particular example that you are looking at is just an example that I had created for showing how the configuration is done. Actually, it is the notification demo application where we will be actually doing the push notification integration. And for this particular project, I have already gone through the steps that I had just shown you earlier. That is why you can see that now I have the proper Gradle settings in the Gradle file, and also I have the Google Services JSON file integrated into the application. So in the next video, you will be actually seeing the remaining part of implementing the push notification in this particular project with the remaining steps. So stay tuned. That brings us to the end of this particular video. Don't forget to like, comment, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye.